Before we move on any farther, I just wanted to share a couple of tools that I find to be really useful as I'm developing a responsive website design. Ultimately, you're going to want to have as many devices as you can get your hands on to test, because as good as some of the emulators are, they just aren't going to be the same as actually holding a mobile device in your hand. So if you're truly going to do this professionally, or for clients or your work or whatever, you need to get a hold of smartphones, you need to get a hold of tablets, you need to get a hold of iOS devices, you need to get a hold of Android devices. You want to try out your website on as many of the different devices as you can. Nothing is really going to take the place of being able to do that, but there are some tools that will at least give you an idea of what's going on. So in a couple of the previous lessons, I had mentioned that I was using an emulator to show you what was happening to this page when we resized it inside of a pseudo mobile device, and you could see how the text got treated a little bit differently. So let me just share some of those things with you. The first one that I really like is the viewport resizer tool, and here's the website right here, and I'll include links inside of our landing page for this section's lessons. This particular website allows you to create a bookmark, and when you do that, once you have the bookmark available, you can click on it and it will basically allow you to emulate a website that you are currently visiting. Once you click it, you're going to get this little header bar that's going to slide down, and it's going to give you options to view your particular website that you're looking at in these different settings. So if you clicked one of these, it's going to switch the viewport and show you how this website would look within this setting. Now you do have to have your website live on the web to be able to use this, so if you are developing locally, you'll need to have a server available so that you can upload your files to the server, and then you simply put in your URL, you click the little link, it slides this down, and then you simply can test any website you want with these specified conditions. So this one works really well, and it's very easy to use. It works in pretty much all the modern browsers, the good ones anyways. It works best in Chrome, Safari, and Firefox. There's some issues with IE, so use a real browser. The next one that I want to show you is the MobiTest, and MobiTest is a great way that you can not only see what your website's going to look like on a mobile device, but also test its performance. So here I've tested our little whale shark page that we're working on, and you can see that it's going to give me some information on the average load time and the average page size. This will include all the resources on the page, so that's kind of great that you can get that information. And then if you scroll down below, it's going to kind of break out your test with some other information, and if you click on these, it'll actually give you detailed information. So this is really nice because it actually gives you a chart that is going to display the various elements from the page. So here's the HTML page, how long that takes to load. Here's the Whale Shark 4 image, how long that takes to load. The Whale Shark 02 image, how long that takes to load. And it'll show you all the resources that are part of the page and how long they take to load. So this is a great way to break down what it is that's happening on your page and to view it accordingly. So again, this is a great website, and you can just go to mobitest.acoma.com to find that. And then the final one is mobiletest.me, and mobiletest.me will require that you enter a URL, so you can enter actually any URL here. Here I'm just running a development server, so I am able to view this locally, but you can either view locally if you have a development environment set up on your workstation, or you can just plug in the URL and put it up on a server. The size is clearly not accurate because this is kind of showing how this would look in a landscape iPhone. It does display how the page is going to look, however, but Clearly the size of the device is much bigger, but it does allow you to choose a plethora of devices, and not only the different devices but also different landscapes. So it has both portrait and landscape views of the devices, and then you simply click on the device and it will go ahead and build a preview of how your website looks on this particular device. And you can actually scroll down so you can see all of the various elements on the page as well. I'm not sure why it makes the device so big, but it does, so that's something that you're going to have to deal with if you use this. But these three tools and websites are something that I find useful as I'm developing a responsive layout, because I can kind of get an idea of how this is going to work in those specific environments.